my YouTube channel. This is my first ever YouTube video, so you know. For those of you who don't know, my name is Anise. Yeah, so I'm just going to be doing a video regarding the fact that I work as a cabin crew. I was recently employed by Primera Air. I'm just going to be answering a few questions that I get regularly on Snapchat and Instagram, because I do get a lot of questions about my work, so I just thought let me just answer them all in one video. My first question is, what's the assessment day actually like? With some airlines, as soon as you walk in, you are measured like in height, so you can get sent away in the first 10 minutes, because I have seen people get turned down and they do get angry because they have made the journey to the assessment centre, but it did say like the height requirements needed for this role. So that's what happens first, and then you're in a room in a group where you may be asked to like do a quick presentation about yourself and someone sitting next to you that you don't know. You will then be asked to do a group activity, and this can include making like a jingle for an advertisement for an airline, or maybe selling a product but adding a unique selling point to the product. They just want to see if you can work well as a team player and in a group with people that you've never met before. You have an assessor appointed to you. They just watch you how you work within the group. You could also be asked to like make a monument out of paper and like, you know, paper and paper clips.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And just again see how you work with the group. They kind of look for someone who's not too bossy but again not too quiet, so you kind of need to find a range in between whilst you're doing the group activity. After the group activity, you can be sent home, or you can go through to the next stage of the assessment day, and the next stage includes a role play type activity. For example, you'll have like a minute to read a text and like memorize it, and then you'll have a customer complaining about specific activities within a hotel and what classes they're allowed to take regarding their bronze, silver or gold membership. So yeah, after that you will then have like a 1-to-1 interview or a 2-to-1 interview, just depending on the different company. With Primera Air and Jet2 I did have a 2-to-1 interview, so it just depends on the airline company. And that's basically the assessment day in one, but it does vary in different airlines. So the next question is, what qualifications do you need to become a cabin crew member? You don't necessarily need any qualifications, however a lot of airline companies do look for the experience. So there are some cabin crew members who I know personally that did go to cabin crew school to get a certificate. There is a 3 to 4 week training that you have to do anyway, where you can have an exam like every 3 days, so that in total you have like 34 exams possibly, or you can have an exam at the end of the whole training course. This is multiple questions, so don't be too scared, because when you learn it you do know what the questions are because they are in front of you. However, there are trick answers just to scare you off, like there might be something switched around, you know what I mean. So yeah, there is a training course then to get your EASA certificate. Do you have to pay for food and hotel? The answer is no. No, no, no. It is only right for the airline company to pay for the hotel, because again you are working. The hotels were minimum 3 stars, so we normally stayed in like Crown Plaza Hotel, the Hilton Hotel, Novotel, like really nice hotels. And they also had facilities such as like swimming and gym for free, which were really good. And they also had like a tram where you could like go to different places for free. Like it was really good if you showed your cabin crew ID. So the hotels are really nice to stay in, and the food is really nice. So the next question is, where do you have your break and sleep on the plane? This is a question that I do get asked quite a lot. Of course we do have breaks, like we are human at the end of the day. But we don't have like a set time. I mean, it just depends on what the senior wants to do and how long the flight is. With like short haul flights we might just have 10 minutes because you're only doing 2 sectors, so there and back. But with long haul it can be longer, like an hour and a half if you're doing like 8+ hours, because when it's a night flight everyone is sleeping, there is literally nothing to do, so we can just have a long break. However, if we are having a break, we might have a group break where we do shut the curtain, and like it is just so annoying when customers like pop their head through asking like random questions when we're on a break, like asking, oh, where are we flying over, and it's pitch black. But then again, we also have breaks where like one person will have a break and the other one will be working, and then vice versa, we'll swap it over just so it's fair. Regarding sleep, there are like blankets, and like we did have blankets and like earbuds and sleep masks that were already on the plane and provided for the passengers, so we would use them again. But yeah, we would sleep in the back of the plane. Yeah. The next question is, what's been your favourite place so far? I would have to say my favourite place so far was Greece. The reason for this is because I did go with someone from my training class like that I get on with really well, and we got to stay there the whole day and then fly back as a passenger, which was good because we didn't have to work. And we like went to the beach. It was really hot. Like we went around the city and it was so nice, and like went to like a restaurant and a club. Like it was really good fun. I'd have to say that was my favourite place because I went with a really good person. What's your favourite type of aircraft to fly on? I've only ever flew on the Airbus and the Boeing, but I would have to say the Airbus is my favourite type of aircraft because the Boeing, I just feel like it's so old, it's so noisy, and it's like really small, whereas like the Airbus is just like modern, it's so nice, like, and it's so spacious as well, and there's like mirrors around. All the equipment is just so modernised, the seats are so nice, and it's just so smooth as well, I feel, for like takeoff and landing, which is like the most important part of the flight. So I would have to say the Airbus. Next question is, what's it like working with different people on every flight? I would actually work with people that I've worked with before quite often, but then again there are other bigger companies that you do not work with the same person ever again. Like on that flight, meeting someone, you literally learn about their whole life. Like you learn about their hobbies, how many kids they have, where they live, like you learn everything about their whole life, and then the next day you never even see them again. You kind of like, you would work with someone that's worked with someone you've worked with, like it's all kind of linked in a way. But again, like if you do work with different people, I mean, it's not a big deal if you can socialize with people and like you're open to socialize with different people, then you'll be fine. So yeah, there are times where like, of course you're going to work with someone that you have a disagreement with or whatever, but like we have such a short time and there's not like any reason to like hold a grudge against someone. In a normal working business or workplace, you do have disagreements with people, like it's just normal. So you know, again, in a normal workplace you can kind of like remove yourself from the situation, whereas when you're on an aircraft you have to stay with that person, so it's just best to sort it out anyway because it just makes the whole flight a bit awkward. What's the worst experience you've had whilst flying? Okay, so the worst experience I've had, like, okay, get ready. I'm joking. I've literally had nothing. I've never had someone faint whilst I'm flying. I've never had someone like have a fit. I've never had someone give birth on a flight before. Like I've literally had nothing. It's just fate at the end of the day. It can happen on any flight that you're on. So again, you do need to be aware of all, if something was to happen. Something may not have happened on my flight, but if something was to happen, I do know what to do in that situation. There's no ambulance you can call, or there's no police you can call. But saying that, I have seen someone like strap themselves to the chair with straps, and like it was so weird, and just sit in the chair the whole time. And they had like, you know them like asylum things where they're like that, it was like one of those, and they were just in the chair the whole time. That's like the most weirdest experience I've seen, but that's about it. What do you do if you're on standby? For those who don't know, standby is when you may or may not be working, but you are still on work duty. So from 3 AM till 5 PM, your company can call you. If they ask you to fly, you have to go no matter the situation. So you might have like 60 minutes to get to the airport and be ready. Yeah, and be ready, girls. So you just need to be prepared. Just make sure your stuff's packed the whole day. But then again, it might be from 3 AM till 5 PM and they don't call you at all, so you've literally just wasted your whole day. So it just depends on if they call you or not at the end of the day. But again, they are quite lenient because they know you have to be at the airport at a certain time, so they do sometimes offer you a taxi to the airport if it is quicker than like public transport, for example. So they are quite understanding. And I haven't been on standby that much because there's always flights. Are there any downsides to the job? I wouldn't say that there are any downsides to the job. Just the fact that some say that you don't see your family and friends as much, and that is true, of course. However, it does depend on your roster, like a work rota in cabin crew language. Like the first time I ever was away in a different country, in a different hotel, I did cry, and I was on the phone to my mum because like it's the first time I've ever been in a hotel by myself in a different country, and like it's kind of like it's so quiet, but then you kind of do get used to it. And again, my family are quite loud and like they talk a lot, so it was kind of a bit weird for me because it was just so silent when I was by myself. But again, you do get cabin crew where you can go out with the girl, like you can go out with them, and like you can go to clubs, restaurants and stuff like that and do activities with them. But so I would recommend this job for people that don't mind being away from their home and their families. Cabin crew is the job for me. I literally love cabin crew so much. It is a really good job, and it is really worth the while, because at the end of the day you are traveling and you're doing, like, that is what I love to do. If you love to travel, just do it. Hopefully this has given you a bit of advice if you want to become a cabin crew, or if you were considering it before and now, you know. Hopefully I haven't changed your opinion too much, because I just wanted to let you in on how cabin crew actually is. It is more than just trolley dollies. You do have to do standard operating procedures, security search, security checks of the whole plane before the passengers even board. Like, there is a lot of work tasks to do in cabin crew that a lot of people don't see behind closed doors, and there is a lot of training and exams, and you just got to work hard if you really want to do it, because there could be any situation where you have to think fast on your feet, and at the end of the day you are in there. So if this is a job that you really want to do, just think about like what I have said in this video, and like if you would be able to do what I have mentioned. And if you do like this video, do like, subscribe and comment. Hopefully this has helped. If you do have any other questions, just comment below and I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. So yeah, Anise is out.
Trying to build up a line, finish stress, so I'm rolling Mary Jane. I saw it in my brain, all the fortune and the fame, cause I was there on a